What is up? What is up? What is up, y'all? Let's see who we all have going on in here. Anybody wants to join, let me know. I'll send you a link if I haven't already. All right. It's great to see you, Rage and the Cajun. What's up, Frosty? I see Randy's on. What's up, Randy? Good to see you on. Adam's also on. Great to see you, Adam. Mater's Workshop's on. Great to see you too. You want a link, Mater? I'll send you one. Be nice to have somebody else on here with me. To be honest with you, I hate doing live streams alone. I'm not good at it yet. CP the Tulax on. What's up, Chad? What's up, CP? I'll send a link out to anybody that wants one. Just all have to put the past in the past and be friendly with each other. No argumentation tonight. Let it be what it be. We can all have our disagreements. Doesn't mean we can't get along. What's up, Shannon? Nice to see you. So how everybody's weekend going? Never said you have problems. I just said we don't need to create any problems. So if we all talk, we talk civil. Simply put. Never late. With the Super Duty F-250.
What's going on?
What is up, Ragent?
Finally getting the drive.
You finally what?
Getting to drive.
Has White been driving all day?
She drove most of the day, but
How many hours can you drive now? Like 11 or 12?
11.
11?
Mm-hmm. It's 12 or 13 up in Canada. It's 11 down here. But the moment I decided that I wanted to try to start driving, boom, clouds opened up. Wind, hail, rain, not fun.
You said you're driving and the weather went to shit?
Oh, I was getting ready to.
Let me see.
I didn't start my car. I haven't started my car.
Let me make sure I'm connected to my internet, not my stupid cell phone 5G shit. Oh, I am connected to the cell phone. I'm going to switch it over. There might be a pause in the action, folks. I'm going to switch it over to my high-speed stuff. So you're somewhere driving and you hit a shit ton.
Oh, I'm down here in Italy, Texas, and it was my turn to drive after I got done with what I was doing. And lo and behold, clouds opened up.
Well, yeah, when it rains down there, it rains down there. I think the worst rain I've ever seen in my life has still been the state of Florida.
Hmm. Well, I wouldn't. It wouldn't have mattered so much if it wasn't windy and possible hail. I would have started driving, but
State of Florida, I've been in the state of Florida before when hurricanes are like coming in and shit and storms coming in.
yeah.
Chad's backstream. I'm gonna let Chad in. So
All right.
can you guys all be
Okay.
civil?
I'm all right.
No, I appreciate it.
I'm good.
Oh, how's it going there, Big Dave? Big Raging?
What's up?
I'm not Big Dave. I'm actually not big.
Well, I thought you were like 6'2".
No,
Oh,
like 5'11".
oh. Well, you're Big Dave to me.
Never. How you doing, Chad? How you doing, Chad?
I didn't. I was trying to be, just trying to be funny.
No, so how you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I was just watching Gemini Automotive stream. Online mechanic tips was there, and Fluffy, and pretty funny. Those guys are having a pretty good time.
No,
Tough.
they told me in like the sixth grade or seventh grade I was gonna be like 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", because I was already like 5'9" in the sixth grade, and I was like 5'10" by the eighth grade, and I hit like 5'11" and a half. I just couldn't touch that 6 foot point, and
Yeah.
I stopped like around the ninth grade. But I'm probably like only about 5'10" now. I think I shrunk a little bit, about half inch or so.
About that's how it goes when you get older, though.
Yes, it does.
My
You get
dad was
shorter.
5'6". Yeah, oh yeah. My dad was 5'6", and I was tall as him in seventh grade, and then I thought that I was going to be. My grandpa was 6'5". A lot of my family is. It's weird how some of my cousins 6'4". A lot of my family's tall. I only got to make it to about 5'11" and a half, 6 foot, right
Hey,
around there.
Peter, I sent you a link if you want to jump in. I sent you.
Frosty,
Yeah, I believe I sent you a link.
we
I
had
think
a
I
Always,
seen his name on
always
there.
enjoy talking to you. Unless I mean, I don't
we had a
even
good,
mind snoring on the channel.
we had a good chat last night. I thought we had a pretty good stream going. Wasn't terrible.
It's all good.
We talked about a lot of pew pew stuff towards the end. We got really deep into the pew pew stuff. Kind of went right off the rails. Of course, that's how it goes. It's just no good to have a topic when you're doing a live stream. Might as well just let it flow.
Well, I definitely let it flow now.
Oh, what'd you do today? Did you work today, Dave?
Yes. Let's see if I get hit with the craziest trolls.
You got hit with crazy trolls.
No, I said let's see if I get hit with the craziest trolls. I've done this like 20 times. Nothing's ever
I got
happened.
I got weird ones this week, man. Like they look like gamer people. I don't know what's going on. There was like 30, 40 like gamer looking tags. Like they were, and then I looked at their channels and they were definitely gamers.
Good evening, gentlemen.
What's up,
Hey,
Frosty?
Frosty.
What are y'all up to?
I worked on a lot of shit today, to be honest with you, Chad.
What kind?
Well, a lot of AC stuff, like just
Yeah.
check it out. And then I found, obvious leaks. Oh, I don't want to fix that. That's too expensive. And
Right.
it's just a lot of bullshit today.
I
To be honest.
capped off a Suburban this week for rear air. Obviously didn't want to fix the rear air, so I
Hey,
threw out the old.
Adam, I threw the link up. You're always more than welcome. Mater's Workshop, you're more than welcome. I've never dealt with like more than like 4 or 5 on the panel, and I can handle like 10.
How many can you get on here?
10.
Oh, nice. You pay for StreamYard?
Just for 1 month. I just want to see what it's like.
It's nice for streaming. Like your picture is a lot better, I will say. That's the only thing. It goes to 1080p instead of 720. I do kind of like that. Seems like the audio is a little better too.
I just want to see how it worked.
Supposedly, YouTube's supposed to be coming out with multi. They only got 2 people right now, but supposedly they're going to be upgrading so that the streaming can be better.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Pardon my French. I'm fucking up. I'm leaving Adam in the back here.
How dare you leave me down there?
I'm not used to that. It's throwing up on my screen.
Adam, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Good. How's everyone doing tonight?
I'm doing
Good
great.
now.
Oh, Town Machine Shop. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good.
Have you watched this guy's channel, Frosty?
I have.
This guy is an animal with finding like the craziest vintage tools. The oil can haul you had last time, I was absolutely just salivating.
That was a sweet haul.
Yeah.
My boss has been on this kick about finding antique bottles. He's all into glass bottles right now. I don't know how long it's going to last, but I kind of like watching him do it. You know, I haven't seen him really enjoy doing a little hobby like that in a long time. You know, I mean, we used to think fishing was our hobby. We were just throwing money at it and then going and banging our heads against the wall when we didn't catch the giant tuna. You know, this is something he can do, you know, desk or whatever, and have fun at. You know, I like it.
What days do you have off? You are always at work, aren't you?
Right now, I don't. Right now, it's just absolute misery until we get this ice maker. Like literally, on the other side of that wall is 100 ice maker inside, waiting for us to drop it in through the roof.
You ever heard of a place called Carol Coolers?
No.
So they do like big freezers, and I used to go pick up there when I worked for Conway.
Oh, like the big panels and stuff. They would
Yeah,
put
freezers.
units
Yeah,
together.
they did a lot of ice storage ones like that. But dude, can you imagine that they pick up a freezer all on a pallet? It blew my mind. They built them all in wall sections, and they threw it on a pallet, and then we deliver it to places. And I was always amazed by that.
Oh, I could show you the one we got in the back that they just put up. It's 30 by 55.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they just stacked it up in the front yard. These guys
Right.
stood the panels up and bolted it together.
Yeah, it's just modular. It's
Well,
crazy.
actually, Shannon, you do not need a second person to bleed your front brakes out if you replace the calipers or whatever you did. You don't need a second person.
Henry.
You just need a bottle of brake fluid and
Couple of
They did a bottle and a hose. Pump them slow.
yeah, you just got to make sure to take your time and keep the master full, and you can do
Yep.
it.
well, you gravity bleed it first a little bit, and then do what CP just said. Explain it, CP. Explain how you do it.
Have you ever gotten? I'm curious. Have you ever gotten any luck gravity bleeding anything with ABS? Because I certainly haven't.
No, I have not. But I
Okay.
mean, if you're just changing the calipers, you shouldn't have to worry about the ABS unit.
Well, I learned this trick
It's not
off
like you
of.
just change brake lines on a Silverado.
Yeah,
You know,
on my truck. One of my truck that I just did all the rest of the brake lines on. When I went to bleed the brakes, what I do it on most of the stuff now. What I do, I just bought those ABN bottles. I only bought those because they're nice because I could magnet them to the rotors. They were dirt cheap, but I can't remember who I learned this trick from. Somebody on YouTube, some small channel. This guy said, and I don't remember. He was just a cool dude. He's like, y'all have been breeding brakes long. And I was like, I'm watching this. And I'm like, and he sticks a hose on the bleeder screw and puts the wrench on the bleeder screw and then the hose on top of it. And he cracks it open. And then he sets Then he had like a fill bottle. He just took like a 20-ounce pop bottle, dumped it upside down with about enough fluid in it, and then just started slowly pumping the brakes. And as long as you have brake fluid in the bottle and the hose touching the bottom, air can't travel back up. It's just a Venturi effect, is what it basically is. So you can bleed brakes by yourself. Well, I've always had problems trying to find somebody to bleed brakes. Who hasn't? And I started using that with a Gatorade bottle and started doing it.
You can bleed them yourself. I mean,
Oh, shit, young people can't follow direction enough to do down and up anymore.
Yeah, I've been down that road. I had a 26-year-old kid that was helping me, and he would always pump the brakes up when I was trying to close the bleeder screw.
Put your phone down.
Yeah.
Put your phone down. It's not phone time. Yeah. Oh, it's all bad.
So I find it to be pretty effective. I like it. I actually feel like the brakes always get bled very well the first time, every time. Now, as long as you don't pump the brakes fast, I've noticed if you try to pump them fast and you go too fast, you will cause cavitation, which will inherently give you some air bubbles.
I've done it with that little tiny reservoir that OEM Tools has.
Yep.
That has, and it takes a long time to do it. You have to, keep stopping and emptying the thing, but it works.
Yeah.
You can do the whole brake job by yourself.
There was an old, I don't know if
excuse me.
Dave's ever touched this. What's that?
Let me address this comment right here real quick.
Yeah.
No, electronic parking brakes are not a pain in the ass. There is a manual way. They could be a pain in the ass if you do it the manual way. There's a scan tool way that makes it really easy, but many of the cars, there's a manual way of, you hit so many buttons and you hit the parking brake. You do certain things and it puts it in service mode. And what it does, it retracts the electric caliper pistons on the rear brakes to allow service mode. And they may look like a twisting caliper, but they're not. It's pushing.
Yep.
It's really not a pain in the ass. You just know what you're doing, but don't ever, ever try to service those without putting it in service mode.
Correct.
You could lose fingers, you could lose your hand, you could seriously hurt yourself.
Really?
Oh yeah. That's kind of a bugger. If you don't put them in service mode, people had a guy that came to me one time.
My scan tool. What about you, Joe?
Yeah. I had a guy that came to me one time, was prying on his, and it came back and whacked him. He pushed on it, and the brakes tried to reset themselves. And when it did that, the pry bar flipped and smacked him.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Talking about, I've not seen that.
We've seen a tool to put. I have seen that tool. I don't remember what it was, but I know what he's talking about. It's like a.
Interesting you mentioned it, Corey.
Yeah, it was a some. It was.
What is up, Sergio? So, Adam, what you got? Anything good, cool, interesting, new? Anything going on?
No, nothing really this week. It's been since I started doing my own thing. The last 2 weeks, I've been pretty slammed. So, like 2 weeks ago, I quit my day job to start my own thing. So, been unbelievably busy.
What are you doing now? Just machining or?
Right now, because it's the season, I'm doing a lot of in the field welding and pump repair and stuff like that.
Wow.
A lot of irrigation work. The machining work will be mostly in the fall and after, when people get their machines out there for harvesting and stuff.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations for being on your own.
So, Raging, what are you doing with your tranny?
Well, I'm gonna drop the pan. I'm gonna change the transmission filter, and I'm gonna reseal it. Try it out there. If that doesn't work, then it'll go to a transmission shop.
What is it doing?
Well, it'll shift fine for a second, but when it tries to shift third, it seems like you got to put some throttle into it to get it to shift. Like it's shifting hard, or it's slipping, or something like
How many
that.
miles are on it?
177,000.
Yeah, I wouldn't even waste your time changing the filter. It needs a rebuild. It's a
Good
460.
possibility, but
What is that? The 460 LE or what is that?
4060.
Yeah, 4060.
Yeah, I won't rebuild it. I'll replace it and upgrade it. If it comes to that, I'm hoping it doesn't come to that.
Why? Well, if your trans filter's that clogged, that dirty, that it solves a problem, I'd have to say your trans still has a problem.
Well, if I can just get a little bit more, if I can get just a little bit more life out of that transmission by changing the filter, and if it works, I'm gonna get the rest of the life out of it until I buy the wife her new truck or SUV that she wants. That way we have a second vehicle, because we sent the Fusion back up to Michigan.
Just dump a whole bunch
Dealership
of shift slick stuff into it.
Throw some Lucas in it and see what happens.
Yeah, there you go.
Better than
I will.
changing the pan and all that. Liquid
I
gears,
will.
I don't think it's going to work, but
I tried that stuff in a yellow bottle. That shit didn't work. So I'm going to drain the fluid, replace the filter,
I don't know what shit you're talking
reseal
about.
it,
Oh,
reseal it back up, pour some Lucas in it with the transmission fluid and see if that works.
Is it just not working at all, Raging, or what's going on?
It'll run reverse first and second, but when you try to
Reverse
shift the
that?
third, it's slipping. Like the bands were dry or something like that. I don't know.
And this is a 700 or a 400? The 4L60, 4L80 deal?
4L60.
4L60. It could just be done.
Possibly.
You know, they didn't put a lot of thought into high gear on those things.
well, if anybody was ever towing with it in the past, and they didn't put it in tow haul mode where they were towing, they smoked it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to smoke high gear and overdrive. I mean, they would beef up low gear and second gear, and they never really cared about high gear. I don't understand that. But Ford did the same thing with the C6s, if anybody remembers.
Well, the 460 could handle towing. Just you better put it in tow haul mode, and it'll handle
Yeah,
it.
it can handle towing all right.
Yeah, but anything you leave it in the wrong gear,
Does the fluid smell burn?
Well, dude, at 170,000 miles, you're past the life expectancy of what the engineers designed that transmission to last.
yeah.
Tell
Is
me
it
I'm
the
wrong.
OE? Is it the OE
Yeah.
transmission?
Yeah, what's high gear on a 4L60 is that's a drum, right? That's a
It's
clutch.
got clutches in it.
Yeah, that's a clutch. That's not a band. You got a low gear band.
Usually they break the sun gear and then you can only get reverse and second.
I get first and second.
Right. So I mean that's why I'm wondering if the fluid smells burn.
Yeah, that's interesting that you get first and second so good because that's usually what fills first.
It seemed to me you just got all the linings gone off a high gear, or you got a solenoid.
I want like a solenoid shift solenoid shot the shit, but still at 177,000. Time to
There's a possibility you could pull the valve body down and it's got a check ball that's sticking or a solenoid bad.
That's not activating. Yeah.
Yeah. Saying it's not going into third right. Does it shift good between first and second?
Yeah, it's just fine first and second, but after that, forget it.
If the fluid's really dark,
I literally had to put my foot into it to get it to shift it.
yeah, that makes me believe that the third and overdrive are probably gone because they're
Probably smoked the clutches out, Rage, and I mean that's what it sounds like to me. They didn't build high gear real stout in anything. I remember I had a Lincoln. I want to say it was one of those big giant 2-doors, a Mark IV,
Uh-huh.
and I was in college. I was taking the transmission course. I tore the transmission down, and I think, what was the C6? Low gear. First gear was a clutch. I think a band engaged for second gear. High gear only had 3 friction discs in it. It was a fucking joke.
Right.
Right.
You know, I guess they figured by the time you're in high gear, you're backing off the throttle and cruising.
I know there's one
Yeah, it
transmission
was
shop
almost
that's
90 outside today, Randy.
Wow.
There's a sweet transmission shop in Tennessee, I believe. The guys on TikTok.
How you doing?
there's
Like,
one in
how
my
you
town
doing?
where I'm living at now that I hear a lot of good coming out of it. So
Hot Rod Lincoln. God, if that car wasn't so heavy. I love that car.
but I think the wife wants to try to drop the pan and do the filter first, and then if it's still doing what it's doing, I'll have a wrecker come get it and take it to the shop.
Can you go get another valve body and swap it in?
I could.
Got to be a wrecking yard with a good one.
I'm betting the forward clutches are gone in third and fourth. That would be mine.
I'm with you on that one, but I mean that would at least eliminate the shift solenoid if you had a known good one. But then how do you know that the one you swap in is any good and doesn't have a bunch?
I don't like doing those junkyard swaps like that. There's a lot of time and energy and a lot of disappointment.
It's a turbo hydro though. It's not a ZF or a Mercedes Benz.
No.
They're not quite as critical.
I gotta be totally honest, Ragent. Dropping the pan, changing the fluid, if that's what your wife wants to do. Change the filter, change the fluid.
Uh-huh.
99.5% gonna be disappointed. It's gonna do the same damn thing.
Yeah, you put fresh fluid in there and all your friction material out the drain plug.
It might even be worse.
Yeah. Usually they slip after you
making a good point. It might even be worse.
All your tack on that clutch just ran out the drain plug. It sounds
I don't know what.
Be abrasive and nasty, but it's there goes your clutches.
Well, what was that fluid? What was that fluid that Ford used to put in their transmissions for the extra friction additive? What
Type F?
Was it Type F?
Type F had a friction modifier in it.
Was that like late 70s through the early 80s? On various transmissions?
Yeah. Dextron, Mercon, and Ford had their own friction modifier.
Yeah. There's a friction modifier in the fluid.
I'll tell you what, if you can pull the transmission out and you're coming through Des Moines, you get slapped on the back of your truck. I can get one built for you, $600. I know it'll be solid as a rock, and that's a smoking deal.
Yeah, I got a guy out here. He does them as a little higher, but he's really good.
Alexa, be quiet. I don't know why she's popped off.
I've only got one transmission guy out here I trust. Well, I got one for race cars and one for regular transmissions.
I got old Ed. Old Ed is a transmission wizard. He's a whisperer. He builds all the transmissions for the guys that do rock crawling around here. He only deals with small. He don't deal with businesses usually. I just been friends with him for so long. He does mine, but I've never had a transmission fail that he's done yet. And he's dirt cheap. He built a section on the back of his garage. He's got a really nice, clean shop for it. I put a picture up. He's got an old hoist for picking up handicapped people or people that are injured, and that's how he picks the hoist up out of the back of my truck. This dude has it figured out. I mean, work smarter, not harder. He doesn't even lift the transmission.
You do a lot of trans work, or
Yeah, oh yeah,
a lot
I
of
do.
trans?
Oh yeah.
I have a Chevy truck at my shop right now. The guy wanted me to install a starter on it. His flywheel's torn to shit. I took out the little, inspection thing, and I can see that somebody in the past took the tranny off and put the tranny back on the flywheel because there's scratch marks all over the place on it, obviously showing they were having a hard time lining it up.
Mm-hmm.
And all the bolts are tight. Torque converter to flywheel. Of course, I can't check.
What year is it?
Like a 2008.
So they didn't get the pump set in there right, and probably or the converters and throw out the pump.
Under if you put it in gear and you're driving, it's making it's weird freaking rattle type noise.
Oh, really?
That's coming out of that area of the transmission. I
So
don't
the
know.
torque converters took a shit.
That I'm not sure what happened. I just told the customer, I said, well, your flywheel's shot to fuck.
You ever see?
I can't bring a starter in it. We got to change the flywheel, but there's something else wrong too.
I've seen guys put flex plate in backward.
It's got 227,000 miles on it.
Damn.
I've seen everything from. I've seen guys that pull trannies out, and they do stuff like they put. So when people, the biggest thing I always see that fails is guys put the rear mains in the 5.3s, and then they don't get the pump set right or the torque converter set right, and they blow out the pump. Because those things have to be turned in there and clicked in and set right.
What
And
is
for
up?
some reason, 450s people have a ton of problems doing it right. The old the 400s and 350s, you set in 3 clicks, go back down in there and catch those sprags on the pump or on the.
Eric, thanks for joining in.
Jeff,
thanks for joining in. Zach, as always, it's nice to see you on.
That's one thing to look at too when you take out your transmission there, Raging. If you got any oil leaks, it's a good time to replace that rear main seal because they're super easy.
Well, I would do that. I would go and buy the factory whole GM, the whole cover plate.
Yep.
And if you're going to take the tranny off, I'd replace that rear main while I was at it.
Yep. Corey, I am near certified transmissions too.
CP's got a point there, Raging.
Yeah.
When that tranny's off, I'd have that rear main replaced.
I did mine when I did my transmission, and I've never been happier.
Well, if it's leaking again, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I've already redone that.
Yep.
You already
replaced it. Done it.
I've already replaced the rear main on that truck.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
How
probably.
They did make it easy, that one-piece seal.
Early this year, I replaced that rear main. I got a video on it.
I wouldn't worry about that. If you're not pissing oil out there, I wouldn't worry about it.
No, it's not leaking oil.
It's not a year old. I'd ignore that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you've already replaced it, then you're good.
You think the converter might be trashed?
Could be. There could be a possibility for that too.
Will they go into high if the converter?
Usually, though, they don't. Usually, if the torque converter's trash, though, they rev high in first and second. So if he's getting normal movement on first and second, I doubt.
Well, torque converter's not the issue.
It sounds like forward clutches on the third and overdrive.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's got race car stall speed, right?
Right.
Yeah, it wouldn't leave first gear or second gear properly if torque converter was shot.
Right.
But would a clogged filter throw codes?
What codes do you have?
I ain't got no codes.
Oh yeah, you won't have any codes then, even with a clock. On what year's your truck?
2000.
Yeah, the earlier models didn't have the. I don't think you would see it on the earlier models. Maybe on some of the later ones where the newer transmissions.
Fuel system and emission codes on a 2000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll throw that all day long.
Unless it's a Cadillac or something. I don't think they had any BCM or any of that.
You get
Of course,
shift issue codes on newer trucks because they have that set. They have those sensors in there for shift. So it'd be like you get delayed shift or some sort of shift issue code.
yeah, 'cause I just replaced the all 4 of my O2 sensors.
I think
Does
it's
it make a difference in the way the truck runs?
Oh yeah, I noticed it right off the bat
Because
before the transmission started acting up.
on a 2000 Chevy truck, if your upstream O2 sensors fucked up, reading bad, you'll start getting misfires across that whole bank. Your downstream make a damn difference to how the engine runs. Downstream is just monitoring the cat on a 2000.
it's the picture of the automatic transmission. I mean, the old ones used to go 100,000 miles, and then you rebuilt them.
Yeah, you're getting 200,000 out of them.
This truck, he doesn't know what they did with it before he got it.
Right.
And he said 170 some thousand miles.
I do transmission flushes on 406s. If they've been rebuilt, I get them done at 30,000 miles. Maybe overkill, some people might say, but I feel like they last longer. I've seen guys go 250 on 406s doing that, changing the filter and flushing them at 30,000.
I got 360,000 out of my truck.
Did you?
With the original tranny in it, 2003.
What'd you do to it as far as service wise?
I flush the tranny every 60,000 miles.
Yeah.
Never changed the filter. Just
really never changed the filter
to it, and
I may be a rough
old when they knew.
I've got 220 on my Nissan truck. I think it's about 220 or 225,000 on that transmission. I've never even pulled the fucking dipstick.
What? On a what though?
Nissan. My Frontier.
Well, the Japanese, like every mile you drive, it registers 3 or 4 miles in your truck. They cheat. That's why they think they're better than American car companies. I know Adam, he's got I don't know, at least 1,400 hours on one of his tractors.
14,000 or 1,400?
I don't know. Adam, talk.
I actually just got rid of all my tractors, so I don't remember now.
I'm not trying. I just bringing you up because I see you sitting back there all quiet.
Well,
I don't want us to overpower you.
No, just enjoying. I'm not
I enjoy talking to you though.
Specialist, so.
You're a tool nerd for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. Adam's got more. I mean, I don't know where you find tools at, but I'll tell you what, you got a honey hole.
He said some shit one.
I've never seen anybody on YouTube pull as many old tools as Adam.
Well, fuck yourself.
Is
You
this
guys see the greatest M12 tool they ever made? Greatest, bar none, M12 tool Milwaukee ever made.
The mini saw. That's my favorite one.
This is even better than the mini saw. If you want to show it, if you want to see it, I'll go get it.
Well, sure, obviously.
What is the mid torque?
Keep thinking.
I'm surprised no battery tool companies have made a needle scaler yet.
That's actually a good call. That's an underutilized tool.
Yeah, I use mine all the time.
I
never thought about that, Adam, until you brought that up just now.
Maybe because you think with the hammer, with the little palm hammers they have, they should be able to come up with a needle scaler. I mean, obviously they can't come up with a air hammer tool with enough hit to it,
Yeah.
but with those little palm hammers, you'd think that they would be. Oh no, you pull out a pack out. You're fired if that's a pack out.
Not a pack out.
Okay.
Let me unlock this. I got to keep it under lock.
That's interesting. Needle scaler that's not cordless.
I don't have a needle. I don't even have a ski needle scaler. A lot of times I just take my hammer and buzz it.
All right. Can anybody tell me what this is?
The Milwaukee case. What did I win?
M12 line.
What in the freak coast? That doesn't look like an M12.
That's an M12.
What is that? I still don't see what it is.
Is that a screw gun?
Nope.
What is it? Is it a pump?
Drain gun.
Yeah, the blowout gun.
Got all the shitter attachments on it.
Yeah, I've heard people. I've seen the videos on those. They are pretty impressive.
Oh, it's the greatest thing ever. You
When you got
Blow
a
your
shop
shit out.
when you got a shop full of poopers.
Yeah, when the poo poo is creeping over the rim of the bowl, you grab this thing and it pushes them right back down.
Who's the guy that has to clean that thing off?
It works, bitch, and we got guys that just they want to rinse everything down the drain in the back, and it's not poo poo, it's pallet chips and staples and bag fragments and stuff. But every once in a while, you got to go back there and blow that drain out. It's either this thing, or you got to get the 100-foot General Snake and wrestle with it.
Oh, dude, I've used those things. Those things are ruthless.
I love my General.
I mean, you can always
Huh?
you can always get a bead sealer and do it that way.
Get the cheetah out.
I bought one of them 50-footers from Schmidtland, and I took it back. They wouldn't even take it in the store. They're like, "We don't want that thing. Why are you returning it?" I'm like, "It's a piece of shit, and it got poo poo in my hair. I don't want it." Broke the first day. But that big old orange General with 5/8 or a 3/4 inch cable on it, that thing is bad. It'll push drain out. It'll push a clog out of any drain. Yeah, but that thing there, if you got a clogged commode or a clogged sink, you'd be surprised.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. They don't mess around. I mean,
Pump
there's
that
some pretty.
to about 45
You know what the other tool is that I've been wanting to get from Milwaukee is the pump, the little the pump, like transfer pump.
The transfer pump, yeah.
I've been meaning to get one of those. That thing would be. I think that thing would be really handy for sucking out radiators if you could get a hose down in there, or just taking out coolant reservoirs, stuff like that. My one concern is that I don't know if it would transfer, even like transferring some oil. Sometimes I just don't know what it'll do without ruining it. Like I think it's designed to do like light fluids, but I would of course abuse it and use it as I don't know if it's made for doing oil transferring stuff, but that thing looks really, really handy.
I've got to get a bunch of oil out of a compressor in the back. I know if Sergio's on there somewhere, he can attest this. It's a great big 12-cylinder compressor, and I've got to get every drop of oil out of that thing and get it rinsed out, because we're going from HFCs from like 404, 507A to ammonia. And I've been looking for a pump. So far, I've just got a little hand transfer pump. I have somebody hold the hose in there. But I mean, there's still 4 inches of oil in the sump even after you drained it.
I've got the Venturi hose, or what do they call it thing? The shaker hose, and that thing works great for like I transfer some antifreeze with that. But the M12 12 volt transfer just seems a lot more. Like stick it and turn it on, switch it, be done. I mean, I don't think it's even really that expensive. I just never have gotten one because I'm always like I would use it for doing some fluids that I wouldn't want, I shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, I worry about hydraulic oil and stuff like that, even though I know it's only 20 weight.
I
But
don't
I
even,
think even ATF might be a little too much.
don't know what I can handle. I've ruined pumps before, transferring stuff. You know, it's just a big waste of money when you start doing that.
Yeah,
Well,
I made a pigtail to plug into a DeWalt battery because our drivers, I don't know what it is about our drivers, if we just pick winners all the time or if they smoke too much dope in the morning or what, but they like to take these little diesel bobtails and put gasoline in the reefer.
oh,
So I went to AutoZone and got one of those little gasket pumps, like the old Carter fuel pumps. Made a pigtail to hook up to my big DeWalt drill battery, and just put a fitting on one end that plugs into the fuel filter for the reefer, and I was able to suck all the gas back out. You just got to carry a whole bunch of gas cans with you and bring diesel.
yeah. That kind of stuff right there, it doesn't mix. You don't put diesel in a gasoline engine. You don't put gasoline in a diesel engine. Yeah,
No,
that's a surefire way to mess something up with the quickness.
you'd think a little diesel in there would be like top end lube. No, it just makes.
You know what I get? You know what I get the most of? The most problems I get with fuel now is E85 mixed in with gas.
Oh, it just sucks moisture like you wouldn't believe.
Well, when people put that into cars that are not E85 rated, it just absolutely it looks like I don't know. It's weird. I actually showed a picture one time I think on Instagram where it separates and it looks like somebody dumped Mountain Dew in your gas tank. It turns it green. It's really weird. It just doesn't do any good. I had a guy. Last one I did was on a Durango. Guy put one in. He's like, well, I just pulled up the pump and he didn't even know what he did. I actually was like, what did you put in here for fuel? Until it, I mean, after an hour of dinking around with it and trying to figure it out, we finally did a fuel sample on it, took it out, and it just separates and it looks exactly like water.
Yeah, and then if you got a real cold environment or a real cold time of the year where people are making short trips and the motor never warms up,
Mm-hmm.
pull the dipstick, you might find green oil.
Yeah.
That shit's no joke.
Yeah,
It'll turn the oil to snot, all kinds of condensation under the valve covers, and like you're running alcohol.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's corn alcohol, whiskey. It's like dumping whiskey in your.
Like that.
Kinda.
We'll talk about that another time. My salt making process. It's a secret with wheat and rye.
All right, I think I got everything handled. Dogs have been out. Cats are fed.
Got the zoo. Got the zoo taken care of, eh?
I think I got everything handled.
I hate changing seasons.
Why is that?
Allergies.
Yeah, we're spoiled out here. We still get it. My wife and I both get it, but we don't have all the vegetation you guys do.
What is up, OG Scuba? Hope your week went well.
Hey, Scuba.
And I hope your owner starts treating you better. I hope the owner of your shop starts treating you better, and just hope the shop owner starts treating you better, Scuba, because I'd fire his ass after the comments you left about your shop owner the other night. Good thing you know what I'm talking about, Chad. And
Yeah.
you know everything about.
Oh yeah.
don't work for friends.
He's not working for Fred.
Don't work for friends because you're always going to get butthurt at one time or another.
Well, I definitely have plenty of that going on. I'm you know me.
So I'm glad I work for myself.
You can't get butt hurt. You gotta be one of those people that butt hurts somebody else.
Good thing the guy that's working for me now is he knows me well and he's doesn't listen to anything I say. So good and bad. He
Well,
just kind of lets it roll
smart
off
guy,
his
I
back.
wouldn't listen to anything you say either.
Well, exactly. I mean,
I'd be
that's
like, fuck you, man. Fuck you. What are you gonna
that's
do?
what he does too. That's what he does too.
My little manager, she had a little attitude tonight or today at work because lo and behold, unbeknown to me, and somehow or another, I missed her fucking text messages. She sent me a text message last night. Dave, call me now. Because my sidekick, my supposable sidekick, he's nothing close to my sidekick. He he was out partying or some shit last night. He is a shit mess today. I mean, yeah, I can drink like 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 beers. Ain't no shit. I just piss a lot. I wake up in the morning, drink my Coke, eat my egg McMuffin, and I'm ready to fucking go.
That's the conditioning.
I've been conditioning for 28 years. But anyway, I guess he got drunk last night and he started sending her all kinds of fucking mad texts. Like,
Angry.
yeah, you're doing this, you're favoring this person, you're doing that, blah, blah. None of it had to do with me. He actually brought me up like, you always fuck me over and give me stuff that you know I can't handle. Then you bitch at me because I got to turn it over to Dave, and he gets pissed because he gets all the shit. And blah blah blah. He just went on and on and on. She showed me the text messages.
They gave him the truth serum.
Yes. I don't think to myself, oh my god, Stacey, why did you fucking do that? And I just told Jamie, as my manager, I just told her, I said, don't worry about it. Fucking go to bed. I'll talk to him tomorrow. He's fine. I said, it's probably over as all hell tomorrow. Oh, he was. He's sweating it all up today.
Never ever drink the brown liquor and never ever tell the truth.
It was funny. She's like, what do I do about it? What do I do about it? I said, nothing. You act like a man, even though you're not. You just suck it up and you fucking ignore it.
I had a dream last night that I got drunk for the first time since I hadn't drank for so long, and it was not good. Like I had one beer and I was absolutely like completely just couldn't be coherent in the world.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something crazier, like you found yourself with a finger up.
No, I was just
you're up your ass and a $5 bill taped to your mouth.
No, I woke up with a spoon in my butt and was dreaming about chocolate pudding.
Hooked to your fucking bed frame.
No, I was dreaming about chocolate pudding and I woke up with a spoon in my butt. I just dreamed that I drank again for the first time and it just went it just like I couldn't take care of myself.
Well, see, that's the difference between the younger crowd and the older crowd. Now, Statesman disappoints me. He's not that young.
Yeah, but with everybody, there's a line that you don't.
Me and him gotta have a talk. Like, what's really going on that you can't relay to her in a sober fashion? Because I time.
I think we use the clock to determine when it's time to back off. And I haven't been drinking a lot for the past couple of years. My wife doesn't really tolerate it, but I can get away with it if I want to. I think we use the clock to pace ourselves a lot. Sometimes it's water intake with some people, but when you're about to cross that line. And, once that line is crossed, something's getting done.
How many old mechanics do you know that aren't really salty? Let me just ask you that. Because I don't know any. Like every old mechanic that I know is straight up salty as hell. Like they will literally beat you in the town if you come up and try to like. And that's part of the thing that I guess I appreciate about people who just like let it fly is because they don't hold back. I just like this one old guy that I go see, Tom. This guy is just straight up. He's pretty rude. He calls me stupid all the time. That's all. That's pretty much. I'm pretty sure that's all my name is. To him is stupid, but everybody's called stupid to him. But I'm not offended by it when he calls me stupid. He's like, hey, stupid, come over here. Show me where this wire goes.
I miss those old guys, man. I remember we used to go to the Magic Muffler in Reseda. We'd bring everything over there to get work done, and you'd show up in the morning, and here's the guy behind the desk trying to force down a cup of coffee, or maybe a bag
Mhm.
of gums, just trying to get his blood sugar up. What the fuck do you want?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. Give me a minute.
Those are the guys that I learned stuff from.
Yeah. Yeah. We had to
Dan,
nurse him back to health every morning.
Danny, the guys that I worked with, and Tom. Oh, and then I had this Japanese or this Polynesian guy. Or I think he was from Hawaii. Oh, what was his name? Vu. And he'd be like, "Oh, Chad, what are you doing? That's stupid. Let's go. We got to get this wiring in." And that was when I worked at BMW, and he was always had like Jaguar harnesses wrapped around his neck. That's all he was ever doing was Jaguar harnesses on those early 2000 Jaguars. Literally, that was when Ford got involved with a lot of them, and they were just an absolute disaster. And he was replacing wiring harnesses all the time, interior to exterior. Oh, he's just God. What was his name? He wasn't Vu, something else, but he was hilarious. I love that guy. He was the greatest,
I
and
think
none
the
of them
most,
liked you.
I think the most interesting person I ever worked with was a guy. His name was Johnny. I'll somewhat say his last name, well, not the full name, but Johnny Flomo. And he was from Africa, very African. He spoke a lot of broken English. Hard ass working guy, older than me, older than me. And he come into work one day, be like, "Yeah, tomorrow I leave. I go to Africa. I'll be back in 2 weeks." Everybody's at the shop is like, "What the fuck you mean? You'd be going to Africa and you'd be back in 2 weeks? No heads up." I go to Africa. I'll be back in 2 weeks. And manager comes up, says, "Talk to John. Talk to Johnny. Find out what the hell's going on with him." I mean, he needs to learn. He needs to learn like the company policy, company rules. You gotta give heads up on all this. So I went and talked to him. He told me, "Hey, plane tickets. I go Africa. My father died. I gotta go Africa 2 weeks." And I'm like, "Okay, Johnny." I went up and told my manager, "Motherfucker's going to Africa 2 weeks." Same thing he told you. I ain't getting nowhere with him. And she's like, "What the fuck is that all about?" And I'm like, "Well, it is what it is, man." He's a very valuable ass worker. I said, "We have to just work around it, reschedule." I mean, you're gonna fire him because he doesn't understand. Maybe I didn't know. I don't even know if he could read English.
My first manager that I had when I worked in my first shop, his name was Mike, and he would always be like, "Listen, Chad, the problem is you're letting the customer tell you what to do. You got to charge them for what you want to do. Fix their car. Don't let them tell you how to do it." And he'd always be like, "You know what your problem is?" And she goes, "You're not aggressive enough." He always gave me the like Tony Robbins speech on everything.
That's long enough to leave up from that.
I think the last time I got food barred is when I had to ride the Greyhound bus the next morning all the way to Tulsa, Oklahoma. That was horrible.
You got robbed, you got robbed from your truck.
No, I left one company. I was going to another, and I got food barred the night before. I mean,
Mhm.
literally food barred. I was done for. I got back to the house, got me a couple hours of sleep, woke up with a. I was still drunk and still had a slight hangover. And my sister gave me a couple orange juice and a couple vitamins. She said, "Take this; it'll help you." Yeah, that didn't help me. 10 seconds later, I was out the door puking.
Well, that's good. Puke and rally. Puke and rally.
So I had to ride a 12-hour bus ride all the way to frickin' Tulsa,
Those
feeling
buses,
like that.
they don't smell good. There's no way I could have kept it down riding on one of those the whole time.
Hey, you guys ever went to college? Like
I
a
did.
Yeah.
university?
I went to the University of Southern Ankeny, Iowa,
Yep.
I did not go to the university.
or commonly known as a community college.
I'm talking where they have like frat parties and all
Hell
that
yeah, I
shit.
went to Kirkwood for a year after I graduated from.
Puke and rally.
Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
was in Iowa City. I spent plenty of time in Iowa City. At the time, we were ranked as one of the top 10 party schools in the United States. We did a lot of crazy stuff. We used to order pizza, and then my buddy Adam would run out the back. He was a track star. He would run out the back, and you order pizza for two different places, two different buildings. And when the pizza guy came up, you paid for the pizza you got, and then Adam would go down and get the other pizzas out of his car, and we get those too.
Sergio, are you talking about drills or drill bits? I think drills. Milwaukee originally was beating DeWalt. I think some of the newest DeWalts are now beating Milwaukee. But when my suggestion is, you got a battery platform, stick with it. Damn batteries are too freaking expensive to switch.
Mhm.
Corded.
If you're
Use
going
a
to buy a corded
There you go.
drill, you go with a Milwaukee.
Yeah, you go with quarter drill. You don't have to worry about batteries.
Yeah, go with a corded Milwaukee. A battery, it's apples and oranges. They're all so good now.
There you go, Corey. DMAC, Des Moines Area Community College.
I've got the 20-volt atomic. I've got the fuel. I've got the regular brushless. They all do a good job.
I still have a corded Sawzall, Milwaukee Sawzall I use. That thing's a hammer.
Yeah.
Look at the
Best
75th
drill
anniversary.
ever is Milwaukee 5.5 amp half-inch hole shooter, and they're fairly inexpensive.
I still have the cream colored yellow Black and Decker drill. That thing was a unit, except for you lost the chuck for it all the time. The key for the chuck. I mean, I don't think most like I literally don't think there's a lot of kids that even know. I have an air drill in my toolbox, and the one kid was like that looked at my toolbox. He's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "That's a drill." He goes, "No, what's the thing on the drill?" I go, "That's what chucks are. Like that's how you used to chuck up a drill bit with a key. You have a key
Yeah,
and
to
you have the
tighten
key."
it.
But everybody always lost the key to their drills. How many people had drills like that and they lost the keys? My dad we had two pairs of channel locks we used to tighten the drill bit because he lost the key to the drill.
Yeah, I would get those four-way universal keys. Usually there's three. I think there's two or three different sizes. You get small and big.
What's up, JWC Tech? Well, JWC, you always find the best deals on everything.
Well, just
You
look at his
take the time
freaking
out.
eBay page.
Oh, he takes the time out and he searches, and there's some of us are a little bit lazier and we don't.
Oh, I see the stuff come up on Facebook Marketplace. I just don't always jump on it.
Sometimes it's about finding the time and having the money at that particular time to jump on it. I'm not
Yeah.
good about that.
I see the stuff. I just don't want to spend the money. There's a
Depends
ton
on
of
what it
tools for
is.
sale here.
Some stuff you just got to jump on, but
There's a full set of ratcheting wrenches here for sale in Des Moines right now. Snap-ons 10 through 19. The guy wants $175 for them. That's a
oh hell,
$500 set of wrenches.
Yeah, I jump on that.
I literally can jump on Facebook almost any day of the week and find some sort of good deal like that around here. Snap-on flare nut. I just jumped on here right now. Snap-on flare nut crow's foot wrenches, $80.
Oh, whenever I get to getting into the final steps of buying a new toolbox and buying a new road cart, Facebook Marketplace is going to be the first place I look.
Need to eat. Don't sleep on eBay. eBay's pretty sweet too. I really think there's an abundance of tools being sold right now. Like a major amount abundance because there's a lot of deals to be had out there.
Do you guys see that comment by
What's
Jay?
that?
By Jay.
I can't read it.
Oh yeah. What's your eBay store?
Well, when JWC Tech finds a deal on something, he lets
I think it's
everybody know.
Daba something.
He lets everybody know, and he's good at finding the deals.
Yeah.
Thanks for throwing it out, Jay.
I missed a set of Snap-on body hammers for $100 here a couple weeks ago. I didn't. Wanted to buy them, but I didn't jump on. I could have bought them, and I just waited. I don't do body work, but I just kind of wanted a set of Snap-on body hammers, the whole set.
Never know when they can come in handy.
No, well, I mean, if you learn how to do it, it's really, I mean, it can help you out, especially if you got like a little dent or something you want to fix. I'd like to try it out. I'd like to try some. I've never tried body work, so I'd like to try it and kind of think around with it a little bit, just play around. I see all these guys on YouTube that do pretty decent body work, and they're not body guys, and they dink around with it. I'm not trying to be a professional, but if I want to make something look half decent.
Doesn't Fitzy's Garage mess around with a lot of restoration work?
I don't know about him, but I watch Pole Barn Garage, and he does. He puts some crap together, but every once in a while I see him do some stuff where his dad was a body guy, and I'm like, huh, I could definitely do that to my truck.
I wanted to send you some pictures of CP. I found that Cornwell saw I was talking about a while back. It's actually behind my seat. It's a geared body saw, a geared air saw, and it comes with a swivel fitting and a set of.
Instead of what?
It's got a set of files in it, but it turns from an air saw into an air file.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty slick.
That is pretty slick.
I don't remember where I got it, but so it's like the only Cornwell tool I own.
Yeah, I've never seen nothing like that.
I'll get a picture of it when I get home.
What do you car guys on YouTube think of Eric the Car?
What was that? I think I heard it correctly, but I want to make sure I heard it correctly.
What do you mechanic guys think of Eric the Car Guy?
Eric the car guy?
Yeah.
He seems like a good dude, but I think personally, I think there's like some. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know.
My personal opinion is I can't say anything. I like the content he throw out. Not all of it, but most of it. my personal opinion is he's got problems in life he's dealing with right now, and I need to say no more. I wish the best for Eric the Car Guy. I've nothing really negative to say about him in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think social media's got to him. If I'm being honest, I think social media has tore him down.
I
You
think
know,
I think he's back in business somewhere, and he just isn't posting anything about it.
what's that, Dave? I can.
I think he's back in business somewhere else.
Oh, you think he's working for somebody or
He's either working for somebody or he's back in the business on his own.
right?
Decided to take a different turn and not YouTube it.
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, there's the thing about YouTube that I see with, in my opinion, with a lot of these car channels is everybody sees they have a lot of subscribers and they're getting big views and they think they're making a lot of money, but what they don't realize is that you got to deal with when you try to take on any sponsors. Those people are very aggressive, especially the more they offer you and the more you accept. They're extremely aggressive and extremely pushy. And then you have subscribers that can be very needy. And I think maybe he got himself into too much of commitment to a lot of things other than doing what he wanted to, and kind of maybe that might be his problem. Like he just
Well, he made a video. He made a video saying that YouTube took him down. He's taking a break and all this stuff. I really don't know what's going on. I can't speak upon that issue.
yeah.
Do I have any disrespect for him? No.
No, I don't either. I like the guy.
Do I have
I
any dislike about him? No. So my opinion about him is he's obviously a skilled technician. My opinion is basically indifferent. I mean,
Yeah.
I will not go on YouTube Live and say anything bad live in front of other viewers. And there goes my damn Siri again.
I don't have a problem with him. I like him. I'm not saying anything negative. I kind of feel bad for the guy if I'm being honest.
I will not sit there and say anything negative about him because I don't know the guy. Now there are certain big YouTubers I do know, and I do know personally. I know Erica. I know Mike from Flat Rate Master. I've had my conversations with Clay. But I've had my conversations with other big YouTubers such as like CP the Tool Addict, Tarek, and Sayer Automotive.
I'm definitely not a big YouTuber.
I'm just saying I've had my conversations with.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But
Yeah.
Eric the Car Guy, I don't know. I think he just got burned out with a lot of things.
I mean, that's what I see with. It's not just Eric the car guy though. There's lots of YouTubers that do that. The thing about what I like about what Cletus is doing is he's always having fun. I think the biggest problem with YouTube is people get dragged into doing content that it takes you down a road. I'm sorry, but look at all these channels. They chase views instead of doing what they want, and that literally takes them down a road of just abyss. Like, if you don't do what you want to do on your channel and like you start following views, I think it ultimately leads to depression, anxiety, whatever. I don't know. I just I see it with several channels. I guess I see it. Like I know a couple channels that have like 700,000 subscribers and they're chasing views. They're trying to get views. Their channels have completely nosedived. I'm not gonna mention their channels, but I see them and I see them desperately trying to get back into the mix, and they can't get their viewers to watch their stuff. because YouTube is an algorithm monster. Once you start getting to those deals, it just, I don't know. It's hard to understand.
Well, mine's picking back up a little bit.
No. When it comes to YouTube, it is what it is. I mean, you gotta draw a fine line with YouTube. Are you in it to like make a fortune off it, or are you in it just to, like hang out all the goddamn time and shoot
I
the
think
shit?
I think if you're not in it to have fun, you're ultimately gonna not like it.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like a chore to make a video.
No.
You don't want to put out a video and all that. It shouldn't be like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. If you start getting to the point to where, and I think that's what Eric the Car Guy felt like, that he was doing a job, and that's kind of what I gather, and I've heard it from not just him, but I've heard it from several people where they feel the need to push out content, and it kind of wears on you. Like the other day, I literally made a video that I haven't put up yet because I didn't like it. I didn't even want to make the video, so I just didn't put it up, and I deleted it.
I have a lot of stuff that I don't post because the video, I felt like I was pushing it too fast to get some content up. Because instead of doing what I want to do, I'm trying to get views and subscribers.
Yeah,
And I don't want to. Yeah, it was like, imagine something that you love to do, like shooting, right?
yeah, exactly.
Let's just say you join too many clubs, and now you've got practice 4 nights a week.
Yep.
And every minute that you're pulling that handle, pumping out more fucking target rounds, and now it's consumed your life. It's no longer fun. It's a chore.
Yep, I agree. That's exactly.
Like none of my videos, I've never edited a single video I've done. I've reshot some stuff when there was too many beer cans in the background. I've never edited anything because I just like shooting it and putting it up, and that's good enough for me.
Like, it's nice to do that.
If there's too many beers in the background, then it means you're drinking Bud Light.
Keystone Light. I'm a gentleman.
Keystone Light is a good beer. That's an underrated beer.
It is. It might be the world's greatest beer.
It might be, honestly. I mean, I remember when I was younger, we used to get the Keystone 30 packs. Do you remember Keystone? Keystone, the guy. They had a thing going for a while.
Yeah.
We used to have a Saturday morning ritual.
Specially lined cans so that they taste better. They had a whole deal going.
We used to walk up to the supermarket and grab 3 or 4 cases of Lucky Lagers and watch cartoons on Saturday.
I miss Lucky Lager. They had the little puzzles under the cap.
I ain't no good. I ain't no good at no damn body work.
I'm not either. It's really hard to get a body guy.
The only thing I do is work her body. I can't fix her body.
It's hard to find somebody that wants to do any body work anymore. They just want to replace panels and paint.
Well, dude, there's like a couple bunch of people here. They're basically hack begotten body guys, and they just slap on. So you guys know Thunderhead 289, Luke from Thunderhead 289. He works for a company that adds. They make like plastic overmold rocker panels and cab corners for Chevys. And so, like, it's like this one body shop that we have here. That's all they do is install. Like, they cut out fenders and bondo the fenders and put fender flares back on. Add cab corners that are plastic. They cut out, some of the rust. Add those plastic overmold. This company that Luke works for, that's all they do is make those. And then, like, you can go down. Every time I see these trucks come into my shop that somebody's bought, I'm like, oh, that looks like a nice truck. You lift it up and just overspray all over the frame. And, like, you look and you see those plastic panels. I'm like, oh, God. And I look up underneath there and you can see that there's just nothing left of the rocker panel. but they added a plastic piece to it. No structural integrity. And this guy paid like, way overpaid for this truck, I'm sure.
Plastic, huh?
Yeah, it's bad. It's real bad, especially here.
And I don't know what I'm going to do. I need a truck to pull that 24-foot trailer. It's definitely not going to be this one.
No, you need a 3/4 ton.
I'd like to have a dually like, one of the XLs we have at work, but we used to get those things for $28,000. And
Yep.
now it's hard to get them built anymore.
I've been looking for a good dually for a long time since I got rid of my Duramax.
I had that 90, but that thing was a pig. The doors were falling off. Chevrolet crew cab dualies had a life expectancy, and the frame starts to sag. You have to realign everything every year. It's just a pain in the ass. And there's a few of them still on the road. I don't think the ones that are on the road were ever used for hauling. But
I'd love to find like an old 70s crew cab and then put a Cummins in it. That would be my dream dually.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people do that. One of them did it to a Suburban dually.
Oh yeah, that'd be sweet.
Awesome. But I like the gooseneck trailer. I don't like a tag trailer anymore.
Well, isn't a gooseneck they can hold a little bit more weight than the regular trailers?
Yeah, and if you're trying to back in on a narrow street, you got a little bit better chance.
Uh-huh. It's kind of like driving one of these, but just a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Got to be careful with the trucks now, too. The Chevrolets are still pretty square on the back. Fords aren't bad, but you get into some of the Dodges, the way they shape the beds, if you don't have the ball the right height coming out of the bed, it'll start crushing the top of the truck.
Uh-huh.
The gooseneck will come down and crush the tailgate. Different steering angles.
Oh, you got people out there that are putting fucking fifth wheel plates on regular dually trucks and grabbing 53-foot trailers to hauling them with the. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, dude, that's what blows my mind about these trucks now. Is that they're putting all this weight with them like that.
I think my brother got one of the first ones. I forget what year his first Cummins dually was. And I remember they wouldn't make a crew cab. One of the things that Chrysler had to do when they got bailed out is they had a period of time where they weren't allowed to make a crew cab dually. But he got one. It was an extra cab. It was a stick shift. That thing was a weapon. A fucking weapon. It would have pulled a 53-foot trailer with 8 cars on it.
Insane. Not legally, but it would have pulled it. That's the big problem with these guys is I see overloading their trucks and the DOT just putting the screws to them. You may be able to pull like a semi, but you aren't legal like a semi. I don't even think you can get them. I know my dad had overweight tags on his truck when we set up our business, and I think we were only legit for like $30,000 with the trailer.
There's only so much weight you can pull with a dually.
Yeah.
Well, with one axle and 4 tires, there's only so much weight you can put on there. I mean, the suspension will handle it.
Well, these guys around here get nailed all the time for pulling backhoes and stuff like that. I mean, some of those backhoes are 12,000 pounds alone for smaller ones, and that's what they screw up on. Is they put them on a little car trailer and think that you're going to put a 12,000 pound backhoe on a little car trailer and run it around town, and then the DOT guys nail them.
Yeah, fucking DOT guys have no sense of humor too.
Depends on
No,
what time of day you get them.
yeah. I've never got a ticket from a DOT guy, and I got a creeper pulled on me 3 times when I was driving truck. I've been pulled over.
Entry in St. George, Utah. I was almost executed on the side of the road. I thought this guy was going to shoot his pants. He was not happy with me at all. That was the first time I ever got shut down.
I stayed pretty legit though. I kept my paperwork in order. I always checked my pre-trip. I checked my insurance paperwork. You know, I was one of those rare truck drivers that did all that stuff.
This was my first trip out of state ever. First trip out of state in a truck. I've never driven anywhere. I mean, I could drive. My boss, he was a Class A driver. He just rented a truck. They don't mess with the rental trucks. Long Beach Ice Company all over the side of it. So they know it doesn't belong. You know? They want that money for their fuel permit. They want that money. So, do not ever drive by the Arizona point of entry. Please take your chances.
If it's a inspection point, you can't if they got the road blocked off. But if I get the green light and they ain't got the road blocked off, I don't care what kind of station it is. I'm gone.
You run pre-fast, Reagan?
Yep.
Only goes 65 too. So I mean, and I'm in Utah where there's guys pulling doubles going by me like I'm going backwards.
I can't believe somebody's running. They run. Well, I suppose in Utah there's a lot of open space. So they probably let the trucks get turned up. When I worked for Conway, we could only go 62 mile an hour, so we didn't pass anybody. There's a running joke that there was grandmas that would flip us off. And if some guys had CBs, you'd hear the guys that were running 70, 75, they'd be like, "Get that wiggle wagon out of the way, boy. We're coming through."
Going into the next night, I had a pair of doubles go by me, and it damn near picked my truck up off the ground and pushed me over just to wait for the thing going by.
Stay out of South Dakota. Those are where those guys really open her up. I've seen them go 95 on. They'll have double 53s up there. That's a highway to hell up there. Well, I mean, it's open. It's not bad, but I mean, like, they don't mess around up there. They get to rolling. A lot of open space. Montana. I've heard about Montana back when they had the oil deal going on. Those roads were crowded. They were going up there getting all that oil. Did you ever run up there, Raging, when all that was going on up through North Dakota and when they were doing the big oil thing up there around Fargo?
What year was that?
Oh shit, 2010, 13. They had all the oil they were getting out of up around Fargo and there was that Minot, now it's North Dakota. That was like that was the stripper capital of the world back then. Minot was. Strippers were making more money than top paid doctors in the United States because back then there were so many that town went from 700 people to like 17,000 in less than a week because they were doing it. I think you can look it up on the internet and Google it. Minot, North Dakota, like strip joints. Like there was like these women were killing it because there was nothing else to do there. So they had all these guys who were up there hauling water into these. What they did was they'd haul water trucks. They'd hire guys to be truck drivers and haul water into the oil fields. And what they did, they float the water up. They pump water into the ground and float the oil to the top. So people and the guys were getting paid like 40, 50 bucks an hour to do this. And they worked like 12, 13-hour days because they weren't on the paperwork. You know, they weren't on the ELDs. And then they hired all the construction. It was crazy, man. I went up there and worked for a week, I was like, screw this. I mean, it was just all you did was work, but there wasn't nothing to do. And bread was like $12 a loaf for a loaf of bread was $12. Mountain Dew was literally back, and we're talking back in 2013. Mountain Dew for a 20-ounce bottle, they were selling it because there was no way to get anything in out. It was just a small town. It got flooded, so they jacked everything up. But Mountain Dew was like $4 a bottle. Everything was stupid expensive.
I didn't get into trucking until 2014.
Yeah, mine out in North Dakota oil. I don't know what they call it, like oil. I don't know. It was great. It's still going on. It was an oil boom, I think, in there.
The
2012,
wife might have been up there, but
2006, and peaked in 2012 is when I just looked it up, and then it growth, and then it went till 2015. But like it was crazy. They were hauling those shacks in, and like they would have to pull cars over to haul those shacks in if anybody was coming from the opposite direction, and you'd have to move out of the way so they could get those shacks by. Like 3 of those a day. There was all sorts of weird stuff.
Old convoy of piloted trucks hauling in trailers.
I found a deal right here. Fracking Boomtown. I didn't. That's what they called it for the strip joints. They were literally the strippers were making